Hello humans, peoples, and others, and welcome back to my inn. Today we will be reacting to, well, if you couldn't tell by the flag behind me, gender-fluid memes, and we're also going to be throwing in non-binary memes, maybe agender memes if I can find them, but that part is not so likely, mostly because I couldn't find the subreddit for it. Yeah, I actually do have some experiences vaguely relating to some of these, at least, from what I could tell from the very few I've looked at already. So yeah, onwards into the memes. Gender fluid IRL. Beware the pipeline. He, him, she, her. She, her, but more, femboy-esque. And he, him, but yeah. She, her, they, them, he, him. I assume it's just kind of like that. You just don't want to. I guess that's just how gender fluid is. You go between all these things. It's kind of cool from what I can tell. I don't know what to say beyond that other than it feels kind of cool. Or it looks like it would probably be kind of cool. It would also probably be confusing, but to the next meme. Gender fluid IRL and all that. Inside of you are two Greeks, an Athenian and a Spartan. Both are extremely gay. And while that is true, actually that reminds me of this a really funny fact. I forgot. Oh, his name was Alcibiades. He was an ancient Greek guy in ancient Athens, who, if I remember correctly, I was either Plato or Socrates absolutely hated because he was just a great femboy. But yeah, I suppose this is all fair. To the next meme. Gender fluid IRL. Finally, the gender fluid. And I forgot what the potion is exactly. It's the gender changing potion from Terraria. That's such a fun game. I should play it at some point. Haven't actually played it by myself ever, so, you know, it's fun. Very interesting, and yeah, it's the gender fluid. Gotta be careful with it, don't want to spill it or anything. To the next meme. Gender fluid IRL. It's New Year's, son. So why so gloomy? It's nothing. Just thinking something. Ma, I'm trans. That's fair. It's a great and a horrible existence at the same time, I suppose. You know, always gotta sit there and think it in the back of your mind, I guess. And yeah, I suppose though, to the next meme. Gender fluid IRL. Failed resolution. Remember this comic? Year-end wish. Crizzo, what's your year-end wish? Still doing that. I can't just wish of being your girl, though. I will think of another one. I want to show myself more this year. I want to love myself more. That's more possible. I can't read the other word, but and I said, I want to show myself more. I want to love myself more. Failure, broken, am I stuck or just pretending? This year's passing, I longed for freedom, yet can't push myself for change. Anyway, thanks for spending another year with me. Thanks for making a closeted, repressive, gender fluid person feel less alone. You know what? That's kind of fair. That's a great New Year's resolution. Mine, I didn't really make ones because I don't. If I want to change something about myself, I'll try to do it anyways. I don't need a new year for that. But yeah, beyond that, this person's comics are always kind of cool and kind of fun. I don't know what else to say about that though, so I suppose to the next meme. I don't know how to express how feral this makes me. Watching a new show, you get attached to a cute character. She's queer-coded, so you look up the character bio. Canonically trans, voiced by a trans VA. VA has the same first name and birth year as me. That sounds very convenient, or I guess that's just overall kind of nice. I suppose. Very interesting. I don't know. I can say for sure. Actually, I don't know that many trans actors or voice actors. I know one-ish, kinda. But yeah, to the next meme. Let's see. Uh, Lattice 130 Constitution. 130 consultation. Or consultation, yeah. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Rixt, Luikenar. She and they pronouns. Oh, I'm Lou McGregor. They, them. Um, Good to know. Good to know. So, non-binary, right? Yeah, I think this is the first time I haven't needed to explain it, or needed to give a big, in-depth explanation. I'm pretty familiar. I have a few current Enby patients. In my experience, it just makes medical treatment a little more finicky. Let's talk about your goals. Okay, well, my overall goal is just androgyny. I think I want, for the most part, feminizing treatments, and will combat my major dysphoria triggers. Smoother skin, reduced or no facial hair, fat redistribution, and that kind of stuff. Goals. uh, you've done your research. I really appreciate that. I see in your appointment notes that you also wanted to talk about an orchiectomy. Right. I've known I wanted those gone since I first started going through puberty at around age 11. Plus I figured I could just get that done to skip over T blockers entirely. And maybe I wouldn't need any hormone treatment beyond that. I really don't know whether I want any chest growth. Well, I would strongly recommend against that, while simply cutting off testosterone would take the edge off ongoing masculinizing effects. Going without any sex hormones can carry a lot of health risks, osteoporosis and cardiovascular issues, just to start. Oh, I hadn't read about that. That's why we do these consultations before anything else. And if you don't want any chest growth, there are HRT options beyond just estradiol or progesterone that we could try. A couple of my other patients are on raloxifene. Never heard of that one. Even so, I think I'd still prefer to start with something small and simple like genital surgery. We can still do that. And then whole list of that. That was a lot of big words and a lot of reading. So yeah, overall, a ton of that I vaguely relate to, kinda. I don't know about going through a ton of surgeries and stuff though. I don't like. I don't know. Overall, seems like a lot of work. I think just HRT I'd be fine with. But I also get it for this. Dysphoria hurts. For non-binary, trans femme, trans masc, and any and all of the people under the umbrella. Yeah, but yeah. It's really nice comic and all that, actually. But yeah, to the next meme. You can only identify two ways. What do you identify as, male or female? I identify as a femme-presenting fae. That's actually what I'd say my gender would fully be, but it's better to just say trans femme. But you know, beyond that, yeah, why only two options? Non-binary is always a good, at least have a prefer not to say option. That's what I was so glad about when I was signing up for stuff. But yeah, I suppose to the next. Let's see. Let's just scroll down a little because I wanted to give credit to the poster and all that. Alright. So some non-binary memes. I stepped in stuff. People who say being non-binary is a trend. Yeah, you. Binary society. Non-binaries. Yeah, that's also fair. Are you a boy or a girl? Or I guess I heard. Okay, non-binary people. No. I'm not gonna cut that. I'm not gonna re-record this. Being a woman or being non-binary. Me being bi-gender. Yeah, that's also completely valid. But the Bible says there are only a man and woman non-binaries. Burning it. You must be a man or a woman. Again, non-binaries burning it. And I have a comment about that. While the Bible says there, or might say, there's only a man and a woman. I don't know what it actually says. I've never read it because I never bothered. I do know in the Norse mythology, it does say, as like a confirmation thing, there, man came from ash trees, woman came from elm trees, and that means there are as many genders as there are trees, and there can be an infinite amount of trees because of how genetics and stuff work. So, you know, and because, it was made from a literal god, and that, I guess they could just invent a new tree because it's a literal god. But yeah, uh, I don't know. I just wanted to say that, I guess. To the next meme. And welcome back. I suppose, like, comment something involving, like your favorite game, or, I don't know, what you, thought you were at first, other than cis. Because, like, originally I actually thought myself, gender fluid. Might be a chance I am, but you will not know unless it changes. But yeah. Subscribe if you want. Hope you enjoy. I'm going to try to. I'm finishing a story now for whatever. Literally immediately after finishing editing this video, I'm going to go stream, probably either Skyrim or I want to play the new Arknights game that just came out. But yeah, so I suppose, bye!